Good morning, Niagara. You're tuned into Car Connection, where the coffee's hot, the tools are ready, and the talk is always tuned up. I'm your host, Niall Motormouth Jenkins, coming to you straight from the Car Connection workshop, where we mix a little humor, a little know-how, and a whole lot of horsepower. Here, it's not just about fixing cars. It's about keeping you rolling, saving you money, and giving you the confidence to understand what's under that hood. From the classics to the commuters, the weird noises to the what the heck moments, we've got you covered. So grab your coffee, sit back, join the crew, because this is Car Connection, your Monday through Saturday morning pit stop for stories, smarts, and a few good laughs. I'm Niall Motormouth Jenkins, shifting into drive this morning. Thank you for inviting me into your world as I invite you into my own. You'll never be the same, but you might learn a couple of things, and you might hear a funny story or two. I do tend to go off on a tangent, but it's, you ever have those moments where you have that flashback and you go, and then you totally forget it. Like if you don't get it out immediately, it's like brain fart. What were you going to say? I don't know. I can't remember. Well, our fleet maintenance video comes out on our YouTube channel. I want to do a little promoting here for a couple of minutes, so bear with me. If you're going through the drive-through, you know the deal. Double check your order. Lock it down in your cup holder. We don't want any Friday speed-laces on the passenger side, and possibly the feet of the passenger side attendant. Yeah, that's the person you're going to hand the 16-pack of Crayola crayons to, and the folded leaf bag, which is a Car Connection workshop laptop, to take some notes while you're driving. If you not able to take any notes, you can grab any of our almost 100 episodes of Car Connection. Next week, we're going to be moving into season 2, episode 101. So there's over 100 episodes for you to tap into. We'll talk a little bit more about that later on the program today, because that's huge. That's huge for us. What are we talking about today? Hang on. Take it easy. We're going to get our swiggy done. Then we'll do the weather. Then we'll jump into our topic. But it's Fun Friday. We have made it to the weekend, the last weekend of the Mo. And then we begin. We're heading for spring, baby. Right on. I haven't seen a robin yet, but on the south shores of Lake Erie, they come in just dribs and drabs, just checking out, making sure their space is still reserved for them here. Then they really show up. So I'll keep you posted on that. I haven't had a sighting yet. So today at 4:30, our fleet maintenance, Car Connection maintenance schedule video will drop, and I would highly recommend that you get on that. If you haven't subscribed already to our channel, 93% of you are watching the videos, so I know the algorithms are sending them out to the motorhead wrenching geeks, and you're not subscribed. How come? Like, what's going on with that? That's like having a shower in the middle of July after cutting the grass and then putting your dirty clothes back on. Sort of. Subscribe, like, share, comment. Do the whole 9 yards so that we can keep the ignition on and continue to run on all 8 cylinders and get our YouTube channel just smoking hot. We have almost 200 videos up there. So if you follow this schedule that I'm unpacking for you on our YouTube channel today, that'll go up. Again, at 4:30 today. It's Friday. It's Friday. Okay, better not get into the Friday song. It's one of those earworms. If you follow this schedule, you will dramatically reduce your odds of ever seeing a $5,000 repair bill. Just saying. Just throwing it out there. As your parents would say, well, do what you will, but wait till your father gets home. What? Am I the only one who's ever had that discussion? I'm fiddling here, so just stay with me. There was something else I wanted to share with you that was very important. Yeah, very important. So you can email your questions in. Tomorrow's Saturday. If you have any questions today for tomorrow, you'd want to email them in today, being Friday, and I'll answer them on the air tomorrow when we broadcast tomorrow. So just giving you a heads up on that, as well as Friday. On Fridays, make sure that if you have questions that you want to hear an answer to on Saturday morning on our 1 hour program, then I need to have your questions Friday. If you could do that for me, that would be fantastic. I'll peel them off. And as we move forward, maybe we'll do a Friday thing where if you ask a question and hear me read it out on Saturday morning, maybe you'll win something. Yeah, I'm used to doing that for 31 years, and we haven't since we started on the digitals. But, all right, is that it? No, that's not it. Jeepers, all these little pieces of paper. Yeah, I need Skippy here. All right, here it is. I found it. Yippee! Here it is. Make episode 100 a capstone episode. Right. We are going to bust out 100 episodes next week. As I just mentioned moments ago, we back up the tape. 100 lessons in vehicle ownership they never told you. The they. Do you have some of those in your life? The they always seem to have the answers, but they suck. Don't tell them that. Yeah, tell them that. It's good. It keeps them sharper. Just say you have great ideas, but they suck. Okay? 100 lessons in vehicle ownership they never told you. So, series? No, it's not a series. We're going into season now. Season 2 starts at episode 101. And today we are officially on episode 98 for our very first Fun Friday. That's cool. That is so cool because 31 years in radio, I only broadcasted once a week on Saturdays. And the last 10 or 15 years, we were only a 1 hour show. But for many years, we were 2 hours. And one show a week every Saturday equals, if I do every Saturday, is 52 programs in a year. In 16 weeks, we have done 100 episodes on podcast. So remember, the biggest toolbox drawer we have is our website, carconnectionbusinessnetwork.com. That's where you'll find all the goodies available to you to connect, follow, like, share, ring the bell, get the notification, put a comment in there. Follow us on Facebook, Instagram, Stevensville on the web. That's a website our videographer Skippy created many years ago. We have like 7,000 followers on there. Yeah. If we could get them all to subscribe to our YouTube channel, we'd be smoking hot, and we would be able to buy the parts we need to keep other people's vehicles going for free and shoot the videos and show you what we're doing. So that's the whole purpose of everything that we're doing right now is, coming off of 31 years of radio and only reaching a handful of people. Now we're reaching north, south, east, and west around the world. And you're going to get a really cool look at our world here on the south shores of Lake Erie on Monday. Skippy and I are heading out to the frozen Great Lake Erie, and we're going to show you some stuff going on out there. The lake is completely frozen. It looks like Antarctica. So we're going to share that with you. So all of you, wherever you are, share it with your family and friends. We're going to videotape that on this coming Monday, which will be March the 2nd. And we'll get that up as quick as we can so that all of you can enjoy it and share it along with your families, which I think is really, really cool. That is super cool. So I thought, that's the first time in probably 2 or 3 years, 3 anyway, that the lake froze at all. It's always been open, and that's why we were getting so much lake effect snow. Last year, the year before, in 3 days, we had 62 inches of snow. Yeah, I had to burrow out and go around the homestead and dig the doors out because the snow was halfway up all the doors around the house. Everything was completely buried, our wood lot and everything. It was brutal. And then those in like Niagara-on-the-Lake, St. Catharines, Hamilton, Stony Creek are going, what? You have how much snow? 62 inches. Oh, it's nothing here. Sun's shining. Well, isn't that special? Yeah, it was 3 days going into 4 days. We're 3 days without electricity, and the homestead was getting cold, and I had to dig my way to the wood pile. Anyways, I digress. But yeah, this year is typical winter, and the first time in a long time that the Lake Erie has frozen solid. And there's some really cool ice sculptures out there. There's caves and castles, and it just really looks mystical. Yeah, like it's so quiet. It's crazy. So we're going to share that with you. So that's coming up. I'll let you know what is the flight date for that to get on to our YouTube channel. We have almost 200 videos on our YouTube channel now. We have a pretty decent merch store. So merchandise is available at carconnectionbusinessnetwork.com. That's the long version, ccbusnet.com. I always put all that information in all of our descriptions of our YouTube videos and our podcasts. And take a minute to read the descriptions, because I put a lot of detail in there and have a little bit of fun with you as well at the same time. So, and that's where you'll find any links, tools I'm using, and reminders that you can grab some merchandise on our website any time of the night or day. You can shop till you drop. And when you do that, you join the Car Connection Motormouth crew and help us in helping those struggling with addictions to get to a total freedom addictions campus for Canada and the U.S., where a new life waits them there. It's not a program. It's a life change. And you can't fight what you can't see. They provide an alternative addictions program, bringing healing and restoration to individuals and families that are really deeply enslaved by cycles of addiction and destructive behavior. So if that's you or somebody you know, the help is there. And it's amazing what they do there. When I was heading over to the U.S. all the time, a few times a week before the big C-19 hit, yeah, we don't talk about that one around here because that is vein popping, and it takes me about 14 days to be able to calm down. Spent a lot of time working with Total Freedom and meeting the people that are in the program and on the campus, and just getting to know them. And lives are being changed there. So just keep that in mind. When you go into our store, you can safely purchase what you want, pick the color, pick the item, get yourself a limited edition Car Connection morning coffee mug, and pay for it securely online. And it's Freedom Expressions that has put our store together for us and makes the products on the campus, and that helps keep those who are on the campus going through the addictions program to learn how to work and hold a job and be responsible for their position, because they have Freedom Automotive. They have a full-blown automotive shop there now on the campus. They have a takeout window and a big commercial kitchen. That's where all those that are on the campus, living on the campus, staying on the campus, that's where they go to the fellowship hall, and there's a takeout window there for people to show up and order food. And what else do they got going? The boutique, the candle factory, and Freedom Expressions, which does everything from t-shirts to ball caps, you name it. They print it, create it for companies, and put it out there. So we're blessed to have them to put our store together so that you can pick what you like, pick the color, pick the size, the amount, and pay for it safely and securely, and they send that out directly to you. So we don't have to get involved in that whatsoever. They completely take care of it for us. And if we request some other items to be put up, they put those together. So everything works together, just like an automobile. We're going to be talking about minivans today. Yeah, It's Fun Friday. So we're going to have a little bit of fun with minivans. So if you're driving a minivan right now, yeah, that's okay. Stay tuned with us. We're going to have a few laughs. We're going to discuss, the importance of the minivan, especially to the moms and dads with kids and gear and all that stuff. They have a real important place in this world. And, I remember, I'm not going to say remember when. Yeah, I'm older than a worm, but not as old as dirt. Okay? Take it easy there. Steady on. Let's keep moving. So that's what we're going to be talking about today. And you can also jump in on that if you're driving, heading to work, wherever it is you're going today. Don't be that hamster on the wheel. Run. Get off, lick the ball, get a pellet, jump back on. It's Friday. You can relax a little bit. Tell the boss I said so. Have an extra 30 seconds on your lunch today. Live on the edge. Where was I going? Yeah, minivans. So if you have a question or you want to throw your comment out about minivans for tomorrow's show, for Saturday morning's program, today would be the day you need to shoot that email off to me, all right? So that's Nile@ccbusnet.com, Nile, no S, not like Niles Crane or Kevin or Bill or Jim. It's Nile, Nile at CCBUS as in Sam, busnet.net.com. And all that information is in our description box for our podcast and also for our YouTube videos so that you can see how you can find us. Homepage of our Car Connection Business Network.com website. That's what ccbusnet.com is, the shortest we could get, because the character that has CCBN is holding it ransom because he knows that it would be very useful to us, but he's asking thousands and thousands of dollars for it. So I go, nope, that's donut and coffee money right there, buddy. Not going to happen. So go to our homepage, top right corner of the homepage is all our links. YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, Stevensville on the web. Click on the businesses tab. You'll see our beautiful profile they built for us there. My parents live in Stevensville. I like to go and eat in Stevensville. And there's some great eateries. And Skippy, our videographer, put that I was saying that a few minutes ago and then I had a brain fart. I haven't had coffee yet, okay? I have to wait at least an hour or so. Has everything to do with cortisol and getting a butt bigger than a heifer. I'm just saying. Don't want that. Trying to get in my mankini for summer 2026. No cameras. Put them away. Yeah, so that website has well over 7,000 visitors, and Skippy created it to join the community and the business owners in that area together, kind of meld them together as a communal website. How cool is that? That's a good word for me, communal website. And we also have our iHeart icon is there. Click on there. We're on all podcast platforms, Spotify, Apple, Amazon, and every other one out there. And I check it all the time to make sure if they've added any more. Just put us in your search bar, Car Connection Workshop, whatever and wherever you're pulling your podcast from, you will find us there. So again, if you can't join us today with your questions or comments, tomorrow morning is the 1 hour program of Car Connection Workshop, and we'll kind of pull it in there. I don't know whether that was a burp or a hiccup. I'm not sure. We'll have to, can we identify that? Can we get that in the lab? Thank you. Yeah, I don't know where that came from. It was just like, ugh. Anyways, let's have our swiggy this morning. Sorry to keep you, but Fridays, I'm jacked up on caffeine by then. 99 point. Motormouth runs on Joe. 99.5% boost, not a penny less. So I'm having my herbal tea, which is supposed to be making me healthy. I do feel healthier. I really do. So on 3, 2, 1, let's have a swiggy together. Let's thank the Grimo family in Niagara Falls for building Canada since 1931. Niagara Block. You'll find them on our website. All the logos for our program partners that keep the ignition on right now, but we need more fireage. We got to get all 8 cylinders firing at the same time so we can run smooth. So we thank the Greenville family at Niagara Block, 5000 Montrose Road, Niagara Falls, for bringing us our morning coffee swiggy. Built in Canada since 1931, and I've seen pictures. They've been there since 1931. I've seen black and white pictures of Niagara Falls. There was nothing there. You could actually literally, from their building on Montrose Road, see the falls. There was nothing between them and the falls. It's crazy. Time, how it changes stuff. Building supplies, hardscape landscaping materials, that's what they provide. If you're looking to have a backyard updo, create that outdoor living space, that's where you're going to do it. They're going to connect you with a contractor that can come out, design it, help you design along with them, pick out the materials you're going to use, and create that beautiful backyard oasis you've always wanted. So get on the radar. March is a few days away. Spring is going to be marching in. Will, here's another question. What do you think? Is March going to come in like a lion or a lamb? Your thoughts. Send me an email. You can also use my alternate email, not my alternate ego, because I don't have one. Is motormouth, one word, .jenkins, as it sounds, JENKINS, @gmail.com. So if that's easier for you to remember, no problem. Motormouth.jenkins @gmail.com or Niall @ccbusnet.com. Ready? Are you ready? 3, 2, 1. There we go. Recording or not recording? There we go. Well, that was a glitch. Yeah, if you hear a gap, that was me just gaffing on my morning beverage. Brutal. That was killer there for a minute. One time I was at a party. I was just a young gaffer in my early teens, and I was eating a slice of pizza and chugging down a great big freezing cold glass of Coca-Cola, and I don't know what happened, but next minute I'm coughing and pepperoni, a piece of pepperoni kind of blew out of where it shouldn't have, and I'm like, what the heck just happened? You ever had that happen? It was awful. It burned really bad. So I would not recommend that if I were you. Definitely not to do that. So let's jump into our morning weather, see what we got for Friday. I know the temperatures are going to begin to rise now. I've been looking at the satellite system. Spring's around the corner. It sure is. It's coming. But it's not over till she's singing, if you know what I mean. 21 degrees right now, mostly clear. Wind is making it feel colder, about 19. Cloudy conditions from 8 a.m. to 10 a.m. this morning, with partly cloudy conditions expected at 10 a.m. Today's temperature range is from 18 to 41, but feeling more like, because of the wind, 16 degrees to 37 degrees. And yes, that is Fahrenheit. The high for today, 41. Break out the shorts. Overnight low back into the teens at 18 degrees. Any precip look on there? Well, it's showing possible chance anyway here in the Niagara region. 0.05 of an inch of wet stuff. Nothing as far as a winter event. We're clear. All clear. For now, anyway. You never know. Especially on the south shores of Lake Erie, you never know. It can get interesting extremely fast, and that's one of the main reasons when it comes to winter around here on the south shores of Lake Erie. If you move into our area, I remember my neighbor came over and said, "Have you lived here before?" "No." "Sit down, we got to talk." and gave me a list of everything that I need to make sure that I have and prepare for every winter, even if we end up having a mild winter. Because he said, in a moment's notice, that can all change and catch you off guard, and then you're scrambling and it turns into a nightmare. So I'm giving you the heads up. We've lived here almost 150 years, and he said you need this. You got to have that. Make sure you keep this in the house. You got lots of fuel for your generator. Oh, you don't have a generator. You better get a generator. Do you have a snowmobile? Yes, good. Make sure it's in top drawer condition, because that can be the only means of transportation into town for a week. So that's what it's like down here. So even though you may have clear skies, blue skies, sunshine out where you are, we can be getting hammered off the lake. But we're kind of secure right now because the lake is completely frozen. It's when the lake is open, it gets angry and sloshes and creates a ton of snow around here at the drop of a hat. Thank you to Rita and Ramiz Shanuda, the brothers up in Scarborough, Rainbow Motors and Garage. Sales and service you can always trust. Been a part of Car Connection for a number of years now. They took a little break. They're back with us, and we certainly enjoy them because they're way up there in Scarborough taking care of our Car Connection listeners. So if you're looking for a vehicle, they do have a small car lot, and they also have resources to find that specific vehicle you're looking for. So take advantage of their connections and their resources and save yourself 1,000 feet, if you know what I'm saying. 1,000 footsteps. Sales and service you can trust. You buy it there. You can have it serviced there. Some of their vehicles, you can apply for extended aftermarket warranties, and they're carrying some good warranties there. I'm familiar with warranty. And also, they fix all years, makes, and models, including light commercial vehicles. So that is Rainbow Motors and Garage, sales and service you can trust. Let's jump into our topic this morning. Hey, are you driving a minivan this morning? There's a question. Well, I thought we'd have a little bit of fun with it, not poking fun. Okay, so put your feeling in the glove box this morning. Just cast that off and just let your hair down and let's have some minivan fun. And you know what? I don't own a minivan. I have fixed a lot of minivans, and I have a minivan coming in probably sometime before the end of the week, or if not, Monday morning. Yeah, it's Fun Friday. Dual duty mode. That's what we're in right now. Okay, here's our big question for Fun Friday. Can you look stylish in a minivan? And I got to say, I remember, I almost said when. I'm not going to say remember when. Lee Iacocca. How many remember that name? You should. Because he was the one who was instrumental in creating Ford's Mustang. And then he jumped over to Chrysler because Chrysler was doing a swirly. They were on the last ring in the toilet going down for the last time when he jumped in to Chrysler and saved them with the minivan, the birth of the minivan, and the K car. And I remember the K cars. They had the Plymouth Reliant, and then there was the Chrysler K car. They were the sister cars anyway. You could do a full tune-up. I mean, plugs, wires, cap, rotor, PCV valve, the whole 9 yards for a couple of $100. You could do brakes. We could do brakes on those K car series, including the minivan, all the way around. Pads, rotors, calipers, the whole 9 yards for like $200 in parts. They were cheap to fix. Timing belts weren't bad to do on those. I could do it. It got to a point where I could do a timing belt in like less than 4 hours, start to finish. So you're done in half a day. Got that down to like an hour apart, an hour back together. and setting everything up, setting the timing and everything else. But I'll tell you what, you couldn't kill those things. They were cheap. They were a cheap little commuter. The K car, the Reliant, and the minivan. But there's something I have to admit about that period of time was the 80s, mid 80s when those came out. I really had a thing for the paneled minivan. Yeah, it looked like, that sticky tack stuff you put in drawer liner, but it was wood. It was wood drawer liner on it, and then had this fake looking wood molding. Did anybody out there have one of those? Yeah, they came in red. Most of the ones I saw were like a deep burgundy, and then they had the wood grain Mac tack on there, drawer liner with the what looked like fake pine trim, but it was side moldings. And I thought, wow, that thing looks so cool. Yeah, okay. Then I woke up. Yeah. But that was the birth of the minivan. Lee Iacocca saved Chrysler with the coming of the minivan and the K-Car series. If it wasn't for that, Chrysler would have been gone because they were swirling and going down for the last time. So, all right, Fun Friday. So, can you look stellar in a minivan? I don't know. Like I said, I don't have one, so that's where you can jump into the comments. Send me an email, niall@ccbusnet.com or motormouth.jenkins@gmail.com, or you can put a comment in our YouTube channel. Leave me a comment. Yeah, so that's the question I have. Is it's not the vehicle, it's the presence, I think, with the minivan. Can you actually look stylish driving a minivan, or is that game over the second the sliding door opens? Yes or no? I don't know. This is where, we got to get a little bit of interaction. So if you want to comment on that and leave me a comment, shoot me an email for Saturday morning's program, you can do that. So if you're driving and your co-partner is half asleep, one eye open, one eye closed, and spilling coffee on your nice fabric seat on that side, you might want to pinch them lightly so they don't spill the whole beverage. You don't look uncool because of the van. You look uncool because maybe you've surrendered. Confidence makes the outfit. The vehicle just carries you. Maybe that might be the case. I don't know. I'm just throwing these ideas out. I just scratched down some ideas. Thought I'd just throw some stuff out there because I don't know. In fact, not mentioning any names, in conversation last Saturday with my Eggman and Honeyman. Yeah, awesome honey. They got their own bees. They got their own chickens. And the honey is out of this world. But anyways, we were talking, and I said, yeah, they asked me, how's it going? I said, we're just about ready to bust 100 episodes on our podcast, but we're going to start Fun Friday and talking about minivans. There was this slight hesitation. Don't mention my name. Can't I go, okay, I won't. But he said, what are you going to be asking? Can you look stellar behind the wheel of a minivan? He said, when my wife and I got married, I said, I told her, we're never having a minivan. Okay. How did that go? She was good with it. We had 2 kids. We're not getting a minivan. Then the 3rd child came along. We've got to get a minivan. Well, I couldn't stop laughing. I go, so did you look cool behind the wheel of the minivan? Did you look stellar? I don't know. But he said this. That thing was a grab, getter, the groceries, the kids, camping, all the gear, the household pets, everything you could think of, we crammed in there, and down the road we went. It was a hauler. It was a truck. It was a trailer. It hauled kids, plus the household pets. He said, it was, and he's whispering. I go, you're whispering. You don't want the neighbors to know you had a minivan? He goes, no, it was really good. It was a really good vehicle. You could get so much done with that minivan. So I never got an answer on whether or not he felt you could look cool behind the windows of the minivan. But here's a couple things you got to know. Rock stars rent minivans on tour. Did you know that? CEOs drive practical cars. They drive minivans. Parents drive minivans like it's a command center. I believe that. I really do. I think it's the big toe of the household, the minivan. Personally, that's what I'm thinking. So my parents got into minivans in their retirement years, and that's what they used to snowbird it for a couple of months. And they put they built like a closet in there, so you don't put all their garb, hang it all up so nothing got wrinkled, and then they had a spot for their cooler, for their frozen meat and their stews and stuff they'd created. They had the minivan like super decked out, like it was a machine, unstoppable. And that's how they'd go every year. You know, everything had its place in the minivan. Yep, and they drove Chevy minivans for a while, and then they got the Grand Caravan, the poobah of caravans. And they only got, well, my mom passed in 2022, and Pops got rid of the minivan a couple of years before because they couldn't travel south anymore. So, but they had that Dodge Caravan, Grand Caravan, for quite a while. It was in stellar condition. But again, you know, I was, quite often a passenger in the minivan. Yeah, I would hide. And so that's all I got to say about that. But yeah, you know, I see that. There is a special garb. I think there is. I think they have to have some kind of style to be a minivan owner. I think there's some boundaries. So this is what I came up with. Dark jeans or clean work pants. Or how about a well-fitted hoodie or jacket? Neutral colors, black, navy, charcoal, olive. Yeah, not like we don't really, I don't think you need a runway fashion show to own a minivan. You just need to be clean, fitted, and intentional. What do you think? Your thoughts on that? And footwear. Here's what I came up for footwear. Here's another great way to, I think, begin to build the minivan image a little deeper. Then it's not just a minivan. It's a machine. It is a tool. Clean boots, sharp sneakers, casual leather shoes. What do you think? The shoes really tell the story. If your shoes are wrecked, then the van isn't the problem. If you know what I'm saying. So the shoes got to be important because the first thing out the door, pretty much. You got to put your feet down. I think that's where, you know, people that don't have a minivan are going to go, whoa, they're happening. Like they got their moves coming out of that minivan. And number 3, interior. The interior matters. That's what I'm thinking. The minivan my parents had, yeah, it was comfortable in there. Nice seats, comfortable seats. You had the cup holders in the right place. They didn't have the DVD player. That sucked. Yeah, because if you didn't want to get in on the conversation, you might as well watch a movie or something, right? Or a documentary. This is where we're going to slide some motor mouth practicality in here. You want to look stylish in a minivan. Here's what I'm thinking. Clean it. Vacuum it. Wipe the dash, for Pete's sake. I've seen minivans with like 1/4 inch of dash in dust. or quarter inch of dust on the dash. You could scrape it with an ice scraper. And, I didn't think they put out any of the trash in the minivan. It's been in there since it was born. So clean it, vacuum it, wipe the dash for Pete's sake, and no French fries fossilized in the cup holder or muffin crumbs or the like. Yeah, that's gross. These are some of the things I remember working on minivans. They could be extremely a gross factor 10. And when you open the sliding door, it's like this waft comes out and you go, what on earth is that smell? There ain't no air freshener that's going to help that. No. You seriously need to be nose blind to drive that van. And I had a few of them come in the shop. They were grossness on a scale of 10, a 12.5, closer to 20. Here's my point number 4. You got to own the role when you have a minivan. You got to own it. Yeah. The guys, maybe they'll add some accessories, some more extra tinted windows. Maybe I saw a minivan yesterday had running boards on it. I got to say, kind of dangerous. They were really low. It really took away the road height, and they looked cheesy. On a cheesy meter, the needle was off the scale and wrapping around the other side. It looked rough. Yeah, super. I gave it, I looked and then I looked away and I had to look again. I go, that looks really super cheesy and a bit dangerous. You could get those things hooked up and really rip the side of the van apart. Anyways, a minivan isn't a surrender. It's logistics. It's capacity. It's leadership. You're hauling kids, you're hauling gears, you're hauling groceries, and just a real world, real life piece of equipment. It's not just a van. Here's what I came up with. It's not just a van, a minivan. That's a mobile operations center for mama. Moving the kids, soccer, baseball, ice capades, synchronized swimming, all those really cool programs, and noodle art, and macrame classes. Okay. And paper mache classes. It's not just a minivan. And I think that you can look sharp in anything if you're already sharp. That confidence is the upgrade package, and there's millions of minivans out there. I don't like being behind a minivan or in an intersection and there's a minivan and I need to make a left turn and I can't see past the stinking minivan. Yeah, that's what I don't like about them. Being a non-minivan owner. I just find they block a lot of roadway. They really take up some geography. But I really think, here's a Q&A for Saturday. If you think you can't look stylish in a minivan, email me and tell me why. And if you think you can look stylish in a minivan, tell me what you're wearing. And keep it non-weird. Okay? Non-weird. And you can email that to me and I'll answer those. I'll read some of those out on Saturday morning, tomorrow morning, our 1-hour broadcast of Car Connection. I'll take questions. You email me a question, Niall@ccbusnet.com. Can be automotive, can be related to our Fun Friday topic, minivans, trying to, can you look stellar? Can you deck out a minivan and make it look cooler, hotter, stylish? Your dress code for being in the minivan, what does that look like? Share it with us. Open to those emails, and I'll share some of that on the air tomorrow. So if you want a Q&A, Saturdays are going to be designed for Q&A. You have questions, fire it over to me in an email, and I'll address that on the morning show on Saturdays. I'll answer a pile of questions. You give me the questions, I'll answer the questions. And keep them good and nice. No nasty stuff, you armchair warriors. I know where you live. That's right. Exactly. And we won't give any arms or legs to anything that's nasty. I'll tell you that right now. It just ain't going to happen because I said no to drama about 25 years ago. Yeah. So let's close it out right here. You don't look uncool because you drive a minivan. You look uncool because you stopped trying, perhaps. Clean shoes, fitted clothes, clean interior, confidence, done. There you go. I think that is the best way to end our Fun Friday. And if there's some topics you want to cover and have some laughs on a Friday, by all means, share it with me. And we'll turn Friday into a fun day. Friday fun day. Drive safe out there. Keep it under 100. Remember, it's weekend. Some people work weekends like I have for 32 years now. And some people don't. And if, you're working weekends, you want to get a question in on the podcast, you can send it in during the week for Saturday. For Saturday's Q&A, I'd be more than happy to put that in the folder for Saturday morning's program. And we'll see you in the next one. So have a great weekend. Drive safe. Get home in one piece. All right? So happy, healthy motoring. Keep it under 100 and put that coffee on because we just might come to your house. We'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.